Hello,
Hello.
and welcome to
Behind the sofa.
our new video thing.
It's very good, isn't it?
Well, hopefully.
Yeah, hopefully. So far, what we've seen of it is in our eyes, it's good.
Is top notch. So, what are we going to be doing on this edition of Behind the Sofa?
So, what we will be doing as our main article is we will be we'll be reviewing the Sontaran experiment.
Excellent. We might have a little snippet of humorous stuff.
Yeah, from the Tom Baker figure home. Today it opens.
And what else? Anything else finally?
And we'll have a bit of a review of the Invasion of the Dinosaurs and Android Invasion DVDs in the Unit Files box set.
Fantastic.
Yes.
But first off, let's talk about Sontaran experiment, shall
yes. Okay. I've got some notes here.
Okay.
Let's see.
So, what do we want to talk about with it?
So we're going to review the story. Should we? What was it?
The Sontaran experiment?
Yes.
Do you want to give a little bit of a synopsis to start with?
Yeah, should we give a mini synopsis?
A mini synopsis, yeah.
Okay, so the mini synopsis is the Doctor, Sarah and Harry arrive on Earth, which is now a desolate wilderness. They discover a group of stranded Galsec colonists lured there by a fake distress call.
Okay. So, what we're going to do when we do these reviews is we're going to ask a set of standard questions,
Yes.
which we'll then talk a bit about.
We'll go into detail with these questions and with the review overall.
Okay. So first up, we think around the story roundup. Which series was this from?
So it was from the 12th series, which featured Robot, Ark in Space, obviously this one, Genesis of the Daleks, which we will review in a future Behind the Sofa episode, and also Revenge of the Cybermen. What one's the best one in that series to you? You haven't seen Ark in Space?
Not yet.
No.
Genesis, I would say.
Yeah.
But, yeah.
Yeah, I think Genesis. Ark in Space is a close second. I like Ark in Space.
Which Doctor is this?
A fourth Doctor one, and
Tom Baker.
Oh,
Doctor.
Tom Baker is a great Doctor, isn't he?
He is, yeah.
He's got some great stories, great companions, apart from Adric. Some great... No offence, Adric. Some great things about him.
In this particular story, who's the companion?
Well, we have two companions, don't we, in this one?
Mm-hmm.
We have Sarah, who we'd say is the main companion, and we've got Harry, who joined them in Robot.
Okay.
You've seen Robot, haven't you, quite recently, but not on the randomizer?
Not on the randomizer.
We saw it last year before we thought of the randomizer, but this is our first randomizer.
We probably should explain to people that have never listened to the podcast that we do what the randomizer is.
Yeah.
Shall I do that or do you want to do it?
I'll do that. The randomizer is like a Excel spreadsheet, even, with lots of... And all of the episodes, all 253 of them, and we click the button and it chooses one automatically to watch. And the Sontaran experiment was the first one we ever chose.
Yeah.
And
we didn't choose.
well,
We
ever watched. We ever watched.
Yeah.
Not ever, but I mean ever on the randomizer last November, I think, after Series 8.
So, format.
So the format of this story is, it's quite strange because it's only a two-parter.
Okay. Yeah, it's quite rare, isn't it? Particularly in the old days when the episodes were only 20-25 minutes long.
Yeah, you only got a few of them. Of course, there was a really early one, which was Edge of Destruction or Inside the Spaceship or whatever you want to call that story. There are many names for the early stories.
Okay. So, let's head on to our bests.
Yes, our bests, our best bits.
So if we were to, I mean, because what we don't want to do is we don't want to give away too much of the story because we don't want to discourage you from watching it if you haven't. So,
it's on iTunes, by the way, to buy. That's the availability.
Yeah. So we don't want to give anything too much away
Yes.
with it. So that's why in the synopsis of the story we've not said too much. But the best bits we'll pick up on a few little segments. So
if you haven't watched this story, we may spoil a little bit, but we'll try not to spoil much.
we'll try not to. We won't say what the ending is.
This story isn't too much of a spoiler
No.
type story.
So
It's the New Who ones that you need to worry about.
So of the bests, the first question I'd like to ask you is best baddie.
Oh, well, there's really only one baddie in this one, which are the Sontarans.
Yeah. Can you remember the name of the Sontaran?
Steyr.
Okay.
I looked it up earlier.
So in terms of the Sontarans, quite over the years have become quite a renowned baddie for the Doctor. This is how many appearances have they made? This is the second appearance.
This is their second one, and
So-
you'll find a bit more about the Sontarans in Behind the Sofa in the Tom Baker figure home later.
Yeah. So this is so the second appearance. Well, we sort of know why they're the best baddie because they're
Yeah.
also the only baddies in this particular one, aren't they?
Yeah.
What is it that makes them really good in this episode, do you think?
I don't know. They're just battle crazy, trigger happy. They're great, really, and they've sort of spoilt them in New Who. But we'll go on to that if we ever have a Strax story.
Okay.
But we haven't so far.
I like the fact that on this one that the whole basis of it is that the Sontarans are experimenting on humans trying to find their weaknesses, which is such a typically Sontaran thing to do. The funny sort of side of it is they're quite clumsy in this one, aren't they?
Yeah, they.
I think probably your gran could fight Sontarans, and you'd probably stand a fair good chance of getting.
And you
away
know
with
their
it.
weakness. I know every Who fan would know their weakness. The probic vent on the back of their neck.
There's something else about here, as well as the why. What's the other thing?
A bit about them.
A bit about them. Well, we sort of done that.
Yeah,
haven't
we sort of done
have done that. Best supporting cast.
Okay. We'll go on to the best bit at the end.
Uh-huh.
Best supportive cast. Kevin Lindsay,
Who's that?
the Sontaran Steyr.
You think so? Yeah.
Steyr, yeah.
Yeah. I don't know the names of the actors, all the names of the characters, but I quite like actually the humans that are on this one.
Yeah.
That little group of them, and they're sort of battling amongst themselves a little bit, aren't they?
Yeah, I like them as well. But I just need to say that Kevin Lindsay also overall is a good actor because he actually played Lynx, who was the first Sontaran in the Time Warrior.
It's the same one, is it?
Yeah.
I didn't realise that.
Yeah, he was. He was the same one.
Okay. Best part. In this one, obviously only 2 parts.
Yeah.
It'll be quite an easy one when we do some of the New Who ones. When there's only one. But so this is a 2-parter.
I'd say episode 2.
Yeah, I think probably so.
But
it's not all
yeah.
often, and we'll find out as we go through other editions of this show. But often, the last part isn't my favourite part.
Definitely with the Sarah Janes.
Mm-hmm.
We haven't watched any of them on the randomizer, but I watched them over December, around Christmas time, and again, and they definitely the first part seems to always be better than the second.
Yeah. Okay. But this time round, for this particular one, you think the second part's the most exciting?
Yes.
Yeah.
For this one.
Okay. Best bit.
Oh, now I've got to knock my memory back to just November.
Yeah.
What was your favourite bit?
I can't really say because it's the end.
Yeah, me too. It's so good, isn't it?
Yeah, I really like the end.
It's something to do with the Sontaran, but we can't tell you.
No.
Because it would spoil something.
But also, what it does do is lead quite nicely into the next story, which we're not going to do next week, but we'll be doing in a few weeks.
Yeah.
A few weeks' time.
Genesis.
So overall, would you recommend this one to people?
Yes, I would.
Yeah.
Now, we'll say Dawn have ranked in the Dawn Readers Poll in 2014. They ranked it as 140th. So, as it's the only one so far, we place it at the top of our leaderboard, and you can see the leaderboard on Miss Lewis Moon adventures.com.
And perhaps what we'll do actually, as we move on with this, we'll post the leaderboard actually as part of these episodes.
Yeah.
So you get a long running battle
Yeah.
on there of who's actually top of the league.
And I'm sure this one won't be the highest or the lowest by the end of this.
Probably not. So 140 on the Dawn one, that's 140 out of
241. So
Okay.
it's 101 places to the bottom.
Oh, so it's in the bottom half.
Yes.
Will it be in the bottom half of our table? Time will tell.
Yes. Would we agree with that? Would we agree with that placing?
I think the Tom Baker factor just immediately pushes it up into my top half.
Yeah.
Um,
You haven't seen every episode, neither have I,
No.
because of Marco Polo and Massacre of St. Bartholomew's Eve and all of the missing stories.
Also, I mean, as will become plainly obvious through these videos, you've watched them more recently than me, because a lot of them, in terms of the whole sort of episodes, a lot of them I would have watched when I was little, and I'm sort of re-exploring them.
Yeah.
Together, aren't we? Together, we're re-exploring them.
Yay.
So, that's probably enough for this particular segment, isn't it?
Yes. Now, is that the end of that segment?
It's the end of that segment. So, introduce the segment?
What, the next bit?
Yeah.
Well, it's Tom Baker Figure Home, isn't it?
Tom Baker Figure Home.
But this time, the Doctor opens the figure home to find that the Sontarans are there.
Ah, another 3 adventures done. Action and adventure, with robots and regeneration, worms and Sontarans. Wonder why, for some reason, 2 superfans have chosen this story instead of the first ones. Sontar! Ha! Good to make it into the figure home. Welcome to the figure home. I only just came here. It is not fair. You get 3 randomizer stories. You cheat. You have triple of that amount. Anyway, I thought I would give you some sort of interview, perhaps. An interview with the Sontaran. Do you want to join, Sarah? No, thanks. This is like a question time, with all your fans, androgams and no one else. Anyway, first question. What is your favourite battle with me? Well, you have only had 2 so far, but my first one, oh, I loved it, fighting puny humans in the Middle Ages. Oh, and it was a Robert Holmes story. Always the best. Apart from the space pirates, of course. But anyway, what was your best battle with the Rootans? The current battle, the war, the main battle, the only battle. Well, Sarah, do you have any questions? No, thanks. See, puny humans are always lost for questions. That is the thing that is always puny about the humans. Beasts of stupidity. Says you. To me, you look like a big potato. Wouldn't it be better if Sontarans had a jelly baby head? No, I think that would just look a bit odd. Talking of jelly babies. Sarah Jane, would you like a jelly baby? There is every type. A red, an orange, my favourites they are. No thanks. goths. This is meant to be about me, as the episode we are focusing on this time is called the Sontaran experiment. Just because of the name and the title doesn't mean it is going to be about the Sontarans. I think we should leave. But this is the Tom Baker figure home. I need to be here. As you said earlier, if something has the title of your name, then it does not mean it is about you. Let's all get out. The Tom Baker figure home is closed. No, it needs to be open. Next week we have another Tom Baker one. But we can take a break and prepare for next week. Bye.
Welcome back. Did you enjoy that Tom Baker figure home? We hope you did. And it will be back for some more next week, some more figure home. Now we have a review of some merchandise. We have a review of this box set here, the unit files. It contains Invasion of the Dinosaurs and the Android Invasion. So the synopsis on the front says, the Third Doctor faces ravenous prehistoric monsters in deserted London, while the Fourth Doctor battles robot duplicates in a strange village. But are the forces of unit friends or foes? Find out in these classic adventures. So it's 3 discs. Let's see. The first is quite hard to get out. There.
It's a negative part of the review.
Yes, that's the negative part. That it's quite hard to get out. But it was quite easy to open, actually. It's quite easy to open. Now, the one I'm watching at the moment is the Third Doctor story, Invasion of the Dinosaurs. 2 discs. Let's see. By Malcolm Hulke, who wrote Colony in Space, which we watched earlier, which we'll review that in a few weeks. Oh. There's a colour version, and what's quite good about this DVD is you can actually choose whether you want part 1 in black and white or colour. But the colour version is quite faded. So it's not very good in colour. And the cover is very good. The dinosaurs look good on the cover. And they look better than I expected in the episode. And the Doctor's carrying this gun-like weapon. So that's a very good one. We've also got this one, the Android Invasion. Now, this is a Tom Baker story from 1975, even. So it has got the Kralls on the front and these android people, and there's a good synopsis on the back because it just makes it sound mysterious, and actually the story is quite surreal, and I have watched this one before. It's just I always really wanted to watch this one here, so I bought the box set, and yesterday in H&V it was the only Doctor Who DVD that I didn't have. So that's strange. Cool. What one looks better?
I quite like the idea of the Android Invasion.
Yes.
Because it's Tom Baker, my Doctor. But also I like these. What are these creatures called?
The Kralls.
Yeah, I like the look of them.
Yeah.
I don't remember this one. I probably did watch it when I was a youngie.
Probably. I prefer the look of this one probably because it's the one I haven't watched.
The dinosaurs,
yet.
Invasion of the Dinosaurs.
But I have started watching it now, and part 1 has now been watched by me, and part 2 should be watched on Monday. And comment if you think you know which one looks better.
Okay. Well, that probably brings us pretty much to the end of the show.
Yes.
We'd like to hear your comments. So if there's things that you'd like included on this programme, let us know.
Yes.
Give us your comments as well of your thoughts on either the review that's been done with your own thoughts on the unit files, for instance, or also if you've got your own thoughts on the Sontaran experiment, we'd love to hear those as well.
Yes, we'd love to hear it, and we may even mention you next week.
We may.
Yes.
Next week's show, what are we putting on it? What film?
Hopefully it'll be next week.
Yeah, next week or the week after, depends if we get time.
Yes, because next week's quite busy, but we will be reviewing The Leisure Hive, so we'll have a review of that. We'll have some. We'll have another merchandise review. I'll think about that during the week, and we'll have another Tom Baker figure home.
Okay.
So yes.
So it's time for us to get off the sofa and into the spaceship.
Thank you for watching, guys, and we will join you here next week, and we hope you have enjoyed it.
Goodbye.
Goodbye! Off to the spaceship!